What's a modern day scam that's become normalized, and we don't realize it's a scam anymore? Not being able to cancel a subscription online. I can subscribe in 5 minutes, but I need to call your service agents and am forced to be rude to them to cancel it because as long as my voice sounds friendly, they try to resell the damn subscription. Slightly different thing, but I had to get a new phone plan while I studied abroad. Signed up in the store, 5 minutes with some help from staff because I was not a native speaker of the language. So how do I cancel after 4 months? Mail them a letter? In 2019, they made me mail them a letter to cancel my phone plan that I had for 1 semester of college. Most insane cancellation policy I've ever seen. My wife and I took over ownership of a small, local yoga studio a couple years ago. Ended up being terrible timing as we took over about the time COVID started up. But one of our first tasks, started before we even took over, was replacing the old, terrible membership management system. We wanted, among other things, for members to have the ability to sign up for a membership, which was easy enough, and edit or cancel their membership at will, on their own with no interaction from us. We looked at probably dozens of systems and not a single one had the ability for members to easily change membership levels or cancel their membership. I get that a lot of people want to make it harder to cancel as an effort to discourage cancellations, but it's ridiculous that so many softwares don't even give the option. Our philosophy was to keep members by keeping them happy, not by making it a pain in the ass to cancel. Service charge for buying cinema tickets online. So I've got to pay you to buy something from you? A convenience fee. Well, it's not convenient, it's the only option. Can you make it less convenient and I keep the $5? Edit, yes, cinema tickets can be bought in person. I was more piggybacking off that in regards to things like concerts or sport events that no longer sell at a box office. Everything is a sneaky small monthly subscription. This is getting ridiculous. A one-time payment for an app or game used to be fine. Now you keep paying them? Terrible for the consumer. That's the point, unfortunately. Why let the consumer pay once when you can modernize everything and force them to subscribe to use your product? Bonus points for that sweet planned obsolescence that'll force them to toss the thing every year or two when it has a software malfunction. Buying tech devices for premium prices, then still having to pay subscriptions to make them actually do what they're supposed to do? Enterprise IT gear is the worst for this. Cisco sells you a firewall for several grand, and then charges huge prices for licensing that just unlock hardware features on the device, and then makes you buy support contracts each year if you want updates. Corporate home buying on a massive scale. They pay more than asking price, because when they do, the higher price will increase the value of the other homes they own. The system wasn't set up this way, and they are positioned to do some serious damage to the economy. The system wasn't set up this way. No, but this was the most obvious possible logical conclusion of selling off the public housing stock with zero regulations. And then, completely bizarrely, doing exactly effing nothing to regulate it, as it became the world's most obvious get rich off the backs of the poor scheme and proceeded to completely break the global economy. We live in the end result of governments just doing nothing at all as the world burned for literal decades. Nobody else has mentioned so far, printer cartridges. Edit, production costs about 20 to 30 cents, selling for $15, sometimes even $35. Also, they say it's running low even though there's plenty left. At my old job, our printer was running low for about 2 years before we needed to replace the cartridge. Also, there's actually a sequence of buttons you can press to make that go away. Raising the price of a product a day before they go on sale so that people think they are getting it at a discount. Now that's actually illegal in Germany since a few weeks now. The compare price must be the lowest of the last 30 days. Illegal in the UK too. Unpaid internships. Worse, paid internships where you're paying the corporation for it. Airline pilots do this in Europe. They pay to get cockpit and flight time and of course experience so they can get the job later. Edit, I mean fully educated pilots and not pilots attending a flight school. They pay for being the co-pilot. Ambulances in the US. The whole medical system here, really. I spoke to the billing office of an ambulance company for work. I sincerely wish I could remember the name of it, and they tell me they're not contracted with any insurance companies. It was more profitable not to be. Tipping for services in the US, and it's getting worse. It's a way to pay lower wages to employees and expect consumers to pay a surcharge to make up for it. More workers are expecting tips, and the expected amount is going up. I travel globally and don't see anything like this anywhere else. So much this. It's a total minefield in America. In the UK, a tip isn't expected, but I'll leave a couple of quid if I've had some good service. In America, I found that even the shittiest of service demands at least 20%. 20 freaking percent. And they're never grateful when they get just that. And tipping expectation for unexpected services too. My first time in New York, I got into Port Authority in Manhattan and was looking to get a cab to my hotel. I get outside, approached by a guy who's asking if I'm needing a cab. I say yes. He flags one down for me. We get in and ride off to his face turning raging as the cab pulls away. I turn to the missus and I'm like, what's with him? And she's like, I think he expected a tip. And my reply was, for what? I could have effing done that. And then of course, you have to tip the cab driver too.